All right, so I hope this helps everybody. Um, I'm redoing the project. I'm just going to copy and paste code over, and I'll explain it along the way. Uh, I started off with the general project from last week, just exercise one. Basically, I got the jump, the move. I did add the turn ability and, of course, the moving of the camera. But we're going to start with the action mapping. Um, we're going to need 4 different actions in order for this to work. Of course, we are in our input section. There we go. And we are doing actions. We're going to add, again, 4. Essentially, uh, well, there was no real direction, so I ended up doing a top-down player view. We'll do player cam actually first, and then the corner view, so corner cam. And then we'll do top-down, so top-down cam. I try to keep the naming conventions similar. And then the last one is for the stepping stone. So that'll be um, toggle cam. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm just going to assign these the general keys of 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. That's pretty much all we're going to need in the Unreal Editor for now. As far as setting goes, we'll put the cameras in. Now again, I kind of just wung it. I don't know if this is right, wrong, or indifferent. But I saw a tutorial or two online. So there was a couple of different methods of putting cameras in. You can actually assign cameras to any actor. So that's what I did with the corner one, just to show a different way of doing it, I guess. Just get it oriented. It's actually trickier than you think because the camera can get all cockeyed. The first time I did this, the camera was actually upside down, trying to rotate it into position. But for this, I'm just gonna get it looking somewhat okay. And then of course, if you just right click, place actor, place camera, I brought it up and I literally circled it to the downward view. Yes, I know if you're looking at my gameplay area, I made it huge. Because I was testing this sprinting feature and on and off and back on. It was just a lot of fun. I used the cube as a focus point, so when doing screenshots and everything, we can show screenshots of me being on all different sides of it, turning around. Oh, so basically we got to create an actor class, so we just right-clicked in the classes. And I'm just going to call this my camera. My cameras. I actually had a problem with my mic when I first started recording this. The problem, of course, being it wasn't on. So the first part of this, I'm narrating. The second half of this video, I'll be talking while recording. All right, so when this gets done, we're going to start putting together the characters. Okay, so the character files, and then we'll build the project and set up the cameras the rest of the way. I just really like to get everything done in Unreal first, and then just leave coding for last. This is also the spot where the in recording audio will take over and the narration ends. Now that we have the cameras in place, and of course this one here is still here. I did use a boom. we can start entering the code in the cameras. So the H file, we're going to need to declare a couple things. I'll explain this as I go. The A controller is creating a camera controller. This here I'm going to be using for the toggling. It's the only way I'm going to use this whole thing for changing player perspectives. And then coming down into the public, I made these all public just for whatever. I don't think it matters. Well, for this project anyway. The properties, if you're not familiar, they're standard macros, makes them visible in the editor. I'm creating each one. And then these, of course, are the functions I will be using. And I always cheat and just declare them this way. I believe it saves me a little bit of a step. Granted, I'm going to copy and paste anyway, but this is what I do. All right, we're just going to quickly build this. And the reason for that, again, is I always try to get everything in the editor done first. So now that it's built, we can pull our character out. Or I should say our actor that we created. And then I just go around. It's going to say cube 2 because the cube is the actual component. Top down. And then it's the same thing with this, just to show you. I will click on the camera and it ends up saying the character blueprint on which it was created. Okay, so we can go back to coding. Some of this I can probably type faster than I could copy and paste it, to be honest. This here is going to be useful. You'll see soon. I forgot a header. That's what I was just looking at. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and put this header in too. I do use debugging as a way of relaying information. So we'll be needing that. Coming back over to here. In the begin play underneath here, we're just going to now declare, we're going to set our camera control to the current player controller. And then we're going to make sure the view, when the game starts, is set to the player view. Then going down from there, we're going to start filling in our code here. So set the top down. I'll copy it over and explain it once, and then I'll just continue to copy on down through. All it's doing is doing an if statement, checking to see what the current camera is. It's looking to see what the current get view is, and if it's not the top-down camera, it's going to set it to that. And then it's just going to let the player know that it was just changed to. Pretty straightforward. Player cam. When copying pasting, I always find I have to make sure I'm going correctly. Now obviously the toggle, and just for illustrations, all it's going to do is toggle text. Alright, so you guys can see what's going on. Believe it or not, that's it for the camera controls. The header file for the character. This needs to get changed, and it's a little... This is the confusing part. Alright, not all of it, but some of it. It's really not that much line of code that needs to be added to get this to work. But I'll do my best to explain it. And again, I just put this in public just because. All right, so the tricky part. We're actually using a template, which is used as a workaround. And this all makes sense in a minute. I'm willing to bet some of you have got some bad attempts at trying to do this if you haven't found this method yet. We're going to change the view, which we can create that function. It's going to need a parameter, but binding actions won't allow you to pass a parameter directly. It's kind of weird. So they have this template you can use. Yes, the capitalization is different on purpose. Essentially, you use the template, you recall the function without the parameter, and then set the parameter this way. What that's going to do, what you'll see, it's kind of a little recursion thing. But when we go into the character class, that's going to allow us to do what we need to do. All right, so under actions, that's how I kind of categorize everything. In my action section here, we're going to make some spaces and copy in this code. So this is the magic. This is what's going on. It's going to bind the action, player cam, corner cam, top down cam, and toggle cam. Just to make sure, because I am copying and pasting. Yeah, okay, we're good. But the magic is here. You see how if you put these brackets in to pass the parameter, if you don't do this little trick here, it'll always come up with errors and you won't be able to do it. You think you might have seen that in the instructor's video where it didn't really go into that extra step. At least I couldn't find it. So where does that come back into play? Well, when we go to our change view function that we just created and I copy in the code, now it comes into play. So we're passing the parameters in. Oh, I got to change that. Okay, so it's not liking that for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and just, I want to bet it just needs to be build, but we'll just grab this anyway. This way we can be guaranteed. I don't like seeing underlines. I don't. All right, it just needs to be build and it'll fix it. Unless, okay, this is what it needs. There we go. All right, so if I did everything correctly, we should be able to build it. By the way, I'm just hitting Control Shift and B to do the shortcut keys to build project. Yay. All right, so we come back into here. I always hit save one more time and we go ahead and play. Notice I can do everything again. If I hit 1, of course, it's not going to do anything, but if I hit 2, notice I'm moving now. You can see me this way. If I hit 3, you can see me this way. And then if I hit 4, it's toggling. And of course, that's where we need to put some more code. All right, so I hope that helps everybody. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll do my best to help. All right, thanks.